What's gross? This one's gross. That's what's gross. Ew. What do you mean ew?
Sticker. It's gave you.
I made it to a heart.
Yep.
You pretty
Wiggle
much
your
have
fingers.
to get,
Yeah, like this. Look it.
you have to get pretty far up in there.
Just go like.
Hi friends, welcome back to the channel. It is snowing. I don't like snow. I don't like snow at all. So I'm sitting here with my coffee, trying to procrastinate my daily chores, and I have to clean the house today. I have to go do animal stuff, but it's snowing and cold outside, and I don't like snow at all. Not even in the like little bit. Like, I think it's pretty, but like, that's all. Let me show you real quick. Like, it's pretty, but like, it's wet and cold. Who wants wet and cold? Anyway, hi friends. I thought I'd pop on. I'm gonna take the camera with me to film some stuff today, but I want to touch a nerve. Let's touch a nerve, okay? Let's do it. My social media has been flooded with food insecurity lately. That hurts my heart. I don't like to see that. That is the saddest thing. I don't like that. I don't think that people should ever be put in a position of trying to decide if they need to pay their bills or feed their families. That should never be an option. That should never come across. We've been through that when our oldest was born, and I don't like it. I wouldn't wish that upon my worst enemy, to be honest with you. That is not a good feeling to have. So I see that in the States, they cut food stamps, and they were cutting WIC programs, I believe they're called. And so people are like really struggling to feed their families right now, and my heart goes to you. Here in Canada, our inflation is just getting ridiculous, to be completely honest. It's getting out of hand. And I see a lot of people here in my local community especially struggling. And, you know, people have pretty good jobs. People, you know, bring in pretty decent incomes. But it's just the inflation here is just so absurd that people are struggling to feed their family. And food banks are at an all-time high. And as somebody who's used the food bank growing up, we used it. My family used it a lot growing up. I feel for you. I feel for the food banks at this time. In our next town over where we get our groceries, there's a few stores that actually, when you're checking out, they're like, would you like to donate? They have like a bin of stuff at the till. Would you like to donate something to this bin, to the food bank? We say yes every single time. We don't even pick the item. We tell the staff to pick the item because the staff knows what the food bank is in need of most. So if you are able to donate to your local food bank in some way, or donate to your local community somehow, I highly recommend you do it. I urge you to do it, especially with the winter now, and people are really going to be struggling to pay their heat bills and feed their families. And if you are one of those people that don't feel comfortable donating money to these causes, I get you. I feel you, because neither do we. We would personally rather buy the groceries. So I would highly recommend, if you can get an extra item at your grocery shop, donate it to the food bank. I know our local No Frills has a bin on the way out. So if you buy something for the food bank, they have a bin right there at their exit that you can put the food in, and they will drop it off to the food bank. And I highly recommend checking out the dollar store too if you're gonna donate, because you can get a lot of food at the dollar store these days. And I think that that's great and helpful, and I think that every little thing counts. Now that I've said what was really heavy on my heart, that's really heavy. I don't like seeing that on social media. I don't like hearing about it on the news. I could not imagine that. I don't want to imagine it. We've been there, we've done it, and I don't want to think about it again. But I know that's not real world. Real world, it's happening. So what I wanted to do is, I'm actually going to share, we're going to do a grocery haul, and I'm going to show you the best things to buy at the dollar store, or, you know, we'll stick with the dollar store, because you know what? Now that I think about it, all the American videos are always like, when they're trying to do like a good budget grocery haul, they do it at Dollar Tree in the States. Our Dollar Tree is so different. So different. So I'm gonna do a video of showing what you could stock up in your pantry from the Dollar Tree to help you stock your pantry, obviously. That was very contradicting. Anyway, So I'm gonna have a video come out with that to show. But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna give my top tips for saving on groceries. You might not care. You might already know these tips and don't care. Or you just sometimes need to hear something from somebody else. I know that's how my personality is. I could see something a million times, I could hear it a million times, but sometimes you just need to hear it that one way or that one person, or I don't know, it doesn't make sense, but it does. So I'm just gonna share with you our top tips that we've done over the years to help us with our grocery budget. Because like I said, we've gone through seasons where this has been issues for us. So number one top tip for meat, because that is where a lot of people struggle, is to get that meat for their families. I understand that not everybody can shop farm fresh meats. Not everybody has the luxury of that. Not everybody has the luxury to grow their own meat, their own chickens. But you know what you do have the luxury of? Going to the grocery store. When you're at the grocery store, I know here in our region of where we live in Southern Ontario, every grocery store does it in our area. So from my understanding, it's a popular thing everywhere. I've seen videos where in America people do it too. Go to your meat department. Look for the stickers. Once meat has been packaged in the cellophane for so many days, they reduce it. Meat can only touch air for so many days before bacteria, blah, 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 blah. Go look for that. Those stickers can go from 10%, 20, 30, 40, up to 50% off. So you can get a lot of good deals. Sometimes you can get like 2 packs of ground beef for the price of 1 because of the 50% off stickers. Chicken breasts, all that fun stuff. Go check that out and stock your freezer. When you bring it home, don't freeze it in that same package though. I'm gonna highly recommend you, I know it's gonna be an extra cost, either go to the dollar store or if you already have a vacuum sealer. If not, that's fine. If you can't vacuum seal, it's not a big deal. Get Ziploc bags or like freezer bags, whatever brand you want. Repackage them into that and then throw them in your freezer. And then you have meat in your freezer that you got really inexpensive that will last you 6 to 12 months. Might last you more depending how you package it, to be honest. But discounted meat is a really good thing to do if you can find it. I would highly recommend, if you can, I know this is hard for some people who work during the week, morning times are the best to find discounted meat because that's when the staff is putting on those stickers, is in the morning time, because they would prefer to go that day. If your local store has a flash food program, take advantage of that. Take a look at that. You can get a lot of discounted meats a lot cheaper than half off. I do have a code. I will put it down below in the description box if you're interested. We are big fans of flash food. We have not actually heavily used it in, oh gosh, maybe 2 years. But we used to heavily use it in our seasons of struggle, to be honest. And I highly recommend it. Check it out. It's easy to use. I see that there's more and more locations popping up. It's amazing. It's really great. Tip number 2. Another thing to keep your eye on is discounted vegetables. So like if you go on flash food, sometimes they have discounted, I wonder if mine has it right now. You can get discounted produce. So like usually they're produce boxes and it's like $5 usually in my area, and it's like a good sized box and it's just loaded with vegetables. So there's usually like onions, carrots, peppers. Oh, here's a good one to show you. Oh, that one's fancy. I didn't even want to show you the fancy one, but let me show you the fancy one. So this one has pears, tomatoes, avocados, limes, tomatoes, like a whole bunch of produce, and it's only $5. Get those kind of boxes and freeze your produce. Just freeze it. Like chop it up, freeze it. Almost everything can be frozen. And if you're thinking that it can't, walk down your freezer aisle in your local grocery store. Almost anything can be frozen. It's just how you freeze it. Actually, I wrote a book about that. I'll put the link down below for that too. Back when I was a food blogger, I wrote a book on things to freeze and how to freeze. And anyway, produce. Great thing to also stock up and freeze on, so you have. Next tip, like I said, dollar store. Don't sleep on the dollar store, okay? Don't sleep on it. You never know, you can find a lot of good finds there. Grains, rice can go a long way. And I know people hate that. I remember when we were struggling and I hated when people said rice and beans, beans and rice. I get how frustrating that is, trust me. You can only eat so much rice and beans, in my opinion. But rice can go a long way. So we have done so many fun things with rice over the years. It's a good way to stretch your meal. It really is, because it's filling, it will fill your guts, and that's all that matters at the end of the day. So you could make like fried rices with leftovers. We've done that. You can do like just a basic rice dish. You can throw your rice into some breakfast burritos. We've done that. Rice has a lot of endless options, in my opinion. So it is always good to have that on hand, because it will fill your guts. The other thing I want to say, I think is overlooked these days. It used to be very popular back in the day, and I've noticed that a lot of people have been like, it's not as popular these days. Oatmeal. Eat your oatmeal. Oatmeal and porridge are such a good filler for you. It's warm, it fills your guts, it's like starchy heavy, so like it'll make you feel full longer too. Oatmeal's a great way, in my opinion. And then if you have any sad fruit lying around in your house, chop that up and throw it in your oatmeal. You're good to go. Our middle daughter, that's her favorite thing. She loves oatmeal. She'll put a splash of maple syrup in it, and if we have a sad apple, she'll ask us to chop it up to throw into her oatmeal. So the next thing that's gonna sound really weird or silly to you, maybe, but I think that this is part of the reason why people struggle to cook basic food. Seasonings. Seasonings. I think you should go to your local dollar store or your grocery store, wherever it is that you can find your cheapest ingredients, and I think that you should have a standard base of ingredient or of spices that you use. That way, when you're cooking stuff like rice that are kind of boring, you can spice it up a little bit. You can throw in some fun spices. So obviously salt, pepper are basic ones. I also think that garlic powder is a great one to have. I think that cinnamon is a good one to have too. Cinnamon goes a long way. And then like basil or oregano or rosemary or thyme, whatever ones you like, get a bag of them. At the dollar store, you can get most of these seasonings for like $1, $1.50. Grab a bag or two of different seasonings so you have a variety at home. That way, when you do have to make a boring meal, you can just zhuzh it up a little bit. You know what I mean? Make it more fun so it's not so boring per se. This next one is very common sense, but I think it's one that actually makes people stress the most. Cook from scratch. Cook from scratch. It is a lot easier to do than what you think. I was never taught to cook. My parents are not cooking type people. My mom was not one to cook big fancy dinners, or you know, she made the most basic things you could ever make. No offense, it still fed my guts. That's all that mattered at the end of the day. But I self-taught myself. I am a self-taught cook and put things together. We have the power of the internet these days. Like, you can look up any recipe. It's crazy, and you can find so many substitutions these days. So cook from scratch. Start with something small if you want to get your feet in, your toes in, you know. The last tip that I want to give you that I think is helpful, and it's overplayed, I know, but there's a reason it's overplayed. Plan your meals. You don't need to plan it down to the nitty-gritty, but before you go to the grocery store, maybe like loosely plan your meals for the week so that when you're purchasing your items, you're intentionally purchasing them. So I don't know, say you're making a homemade chicken soup. I don't know. You can make one chicken, lasts for so many meals. Did you know that? Maybe I'll do a series on that. So let's use that for an example. You're buying a whole chicken at the store. One day you can do soup. Next day you could take the leftover chicken and make fried rice. So buy your vegetables that would do for both of those. Or, you know what I mean? Like, intentionally purchase things that can be used for multiple meals so you don't waste half a stalk of, or half a thing of celery, or half of a bag of carrots. Prep your meal or plan your meals so that the ingredients can be used for multiple meals throughout the week. That way you're not wasting anything, your money's not being wasted, your food's not being wasted, you're good to go. It's a lot easier. So, anyway friends, we'll see if we edit this video and keep it. Keep my little ramblings about all this. It's just something that was heavy and I needed just to talk about, I guess. So I don't know if just talking this out, filming it will be enough, or if I should post this. We will see. Anyway, I would love if you could comment down below though and let me know what your what kind of realistic grocery budget you're trying to stick with, because I'd love to do a grocery haul based off of what's realistic to you, because everybody's grocery budgets are different. Like, do we want to see like how many meals can I get for $20 at the dollar store? Like, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. Let me know down below in the comments so that I can help you the best that I can. I was a food blogger for many years, and I helped hundreds and hundreds of people save money on their groceries. That's something that I'm really passionate about, and it's something I'm really good at and knowledgeable about. I might not be super great at everything, and there's a lot of things that I suck at. I am very good at taking your grocery budget from up here and bringing it down here. Very good. So please let me know down below if there's any way that, you know, any video that I could do to help you or explain things or show you. I would love to. That's something I'm very passionate about. So anyway, friends, I have to go get dressed for the day, put my hair up, because you're probably thinking this is weird. My hair's never down. I don't like it down. Andrew does. I don't. So I'm gonna go get on with my day. I'm gonna finish my coffee real quick. So thank you for watching, friends. It means a lot. Hit the subscribe button if you're nosy. You want to see what we're doing here in Southern Ontario. I promise you there will be more homesteading content. Don't worry. There's just some stuff that I need to get out into the world that my heart says that I have to. So thank you for watching, friends, and until next time, bye.